The fire crackles softly in the darkness, its glow a faint comfort as shadows gather around you. A story from 1876 Nebraska waits to unfold, a tale of family, loyalty, and a will that shattered bonds forever. This isn't about vanishings or curses, it's real, rooted in the pain of those who loved too deeply, its echoes reaching into 2025. Stay with me by the fire. This one will break your heart and linger long after the flames die. It's late spring 1876, in the windswept plains of eastern Nebraska, where the horizon stretches endless and the earth yields just enough for those who toil. Elijah Thompson, 62, is a farmer who carved a life from this land, a 300-acre homestead near the Platte River, its fields golden with wheat, its barns filled with livestock. He's a weathered man, his face lined from years under the sun, his hands gnarled but steady, his voice a quiet rumble. Elijah built this farm with his late wife, Sarah, who passed a decade ago, leaving him with 3 children, Abigail, 34, a practical woman with her mother's gentle eyes, Caleb, 31, a restless man with a quick temper, and Hannah, 27, the youngest, soft-spoken but fiercely protective of her father. The Thompson farm is a haven in a harsh land, its fields a patchwork of green and gold, a sturdy house with a wide porch, and a barn where the family gathers for chores. Elijah raised his children here, teaching them the rhythms of planting and harvest, their bond forged through shared labor. Abigail, married to a blacksmith in town, helps with the books, her mind sharp with numbers. Caleb, unmarried, works the fields but dreams of more, his eyes often on the horizon, his frustration simmering. Hannah lives at home, tending the house, her loyalty to Elijah unwavering, her laughter a rare light in his later years. The farm is their legacy, its value modest but steady, a promise of stability in an uncertain world. Elijah knows his time is near, his health has faltered, a cough lingering through winter, his steps slower each day. In early 1876, he calls his children to the house, the air heavy with the scent of fresh bread and the weight of what's to come. He's written a will, his handwriting shaky but clear, dividing the farm equally among them, 100 acres each, the house to Hannah, who's cared for him most. Abigail nods, her face calm, grateful for her share. Caleb's jaw tightens, his dreams of selling the land for a new start in Chicago now complicated. Hannah clutches her father's hand, her eyes wet, her heart heavy with love. Elijah signs the will, witnessed by a neighbor, believing he secured their future. Elijah passes in April, his death quiet, the family gathered around his bedside, the wind howling outside. They bury him under an oak tree on the farm, his grave marked with a simple stone, his legacy in the soil. But grief quickly turns to conflict. Caleb, eager to leave, demands they sell the farm entirely, splitting the cash, his voice sharp with impatience. Abigail agrees to consider it, her pragmatism guiding her, but Hannah refuses, her attachment to the land and house a tether to her father. The will, meant to unite them, becomes a wedge. Hannah insists on keeping the house, Caleb accuses her of greed, Abigail caught in the middle, their voices rising in the once quiet home. The dispute escalates in May, when Caleb finds a second will, dated a month before the first, hidden in Elijah's desk. This one, unwitnessed, gives Caleb the entire farm, leaving Abigail and Hannah with only a small cash sum. Caleb claims it's Elijah's true intent, his frustration with Hannah's clinginess, the reason, but the handwriting looks unsteady, the ink smudged, the document suspicious. Abigail and Hannah cry foul, accusing Caleb of forgery, their trust in him shattered. The siblings, once bound by love, now face each other as enemies, the farm a battleground. They take the matter to court, the small Nebraska courthouse in Lincoln their arena, the town watching as the Thompson name turns from pride to scandal. The trial begins in July 1876, the courtroom packed with farmers, neighbors, and curious onlookers, the air thick with judgment. Abigail and Hannah, represented by a young lawyer named Samuel Carter, argue the second will is a fake, pointing to its lack of witnesses, the shaky script, and Caleb's clear motive. He'd spoken of leaving for Chicago for years. Caleb, with a hired attorney from Omaha, insists the second will reflects Elijah's final wishes, claiming their father confided in him about Hannah's selfishness. The judge, a stern man named Henry Brooks, examines both documents, his brow furrowed, the town's whispers filling the gallery. Neighbors testify, some recall Elijah's love for Hannah, others Caleb's restlessness, their words painting a fractured family. The trial stretches over 2 weeks, each day a slow unraveling of bonds. A handwriting expert, a rare presence in 1876 Nebraska, examines the wills, concluding the second is likely forged, the ink and paper inconsistent with Elijah's habits. Caleb's face pales, his story crumbling, but he holds firm, his anger flaring in the courtroom, his siblings' betrayal cutting deep. Abigail and Hannah sit together, their hands clasped, their grief for their father now tangled with this fight. The jury deliberates for a day, the town on edge, the farm's fate hanging in the balance. On July 20th, they return, the second will is declared invalid, the first upheld, the farm divided as Elijah intended. The verdict doesn't heal the wounds. Caleb, humiliated, leaves for Chicago, selling his 100 acres to a neighbor, cutting ties with his sisters, his bitterness a permanent mark. Abigail uses her share to support her family, her practicality a shield against the pain, but she rarely visits the farm, the memories too heavy. Hannah stays in the house, her father's presence in every creak of the floor, but her laughter fades, her loneliness a quiet ache. The farm, once a symbol of unity, becomes a reminder of loss, its fields still yielding but its heart broken. The Thompson name fades, the scandal a local tale, shared by farmers over coffee, its truth buried with time. But in 2025, the story stirs again. A genealogist, 35-year-old Clara Evans, tracing her lineage, uncovers court records and a bundle of letters in a Lincoln archive, letters written by Hannah to a cousin, detailing the trial, the betrayal, and her longing for the family they lost. Clara, a Thompson descendant through Abigail, posts her findings on X, her voice heavy with emotion, "Our history is heartbreak." The post gains traction, resonating with those who faced family disputes, the Thompson story a mirror to their own. Clara learns of a 2025 legal battle. A Thompson descendant, 40-year-old Daniel, is suing his siblings over inherited farmland in Nebraska, their fight echoing 1876. Here's where the weight truly settles. Clara's discovery prompts reflection. Historians analyze Hannah's letters, noting her descriptions of Caleb's desperation, Abigail's quiet grief, the farm's slow decline after the trial. In 2025, Daniel's lawsuit mirrors the past, accusations of forged documents, siblings divided, a family farm at stake. Clara visits the old homestead, now a historic site, and feels the air shift, heavy with memory. She finds a weathered fence post, carved with ED 1876, a trace of Elijah's hand. Last week, a local farmer shared a photo online, a new fence post near Daniel's land, marked with T, the same initials, a silent echo of that rift. Think about that. It's 2025, and you're scrolling X, reading Clara's post, feeling the ache of a family torn apart. Elijah's will broke them in 1876, Caleb's betrayal the fracture, and now Daniel carries that pain. The farm, then and now, holds their story, its soil soaked in love and loss. The post Clara found stands in a museum, a relic of a bond that couldn't hold. If you're in Nebraska, walk those fields. You might feel their sorrow. Comment if this story touched you. Subscribe for more by the fire. This betrayal still whispers.